Hello and welcome back to Digital Assets Daily. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are in your corner of the world. I was reading an article by the Reverse Pitch MiddleGame Ventures. And as I was finished reading the article, it made me think, as time again, you can connect Ripple to pretty much everything in finance. As that being one of the favorites, Ripple XRP, as an investor. Obviously, we talk about everything here, as much as that we have time to discuss, but those are my favorite. It reconnected mentally back to this article, so I'm going to share this article with you and then share my thoughts so you'll see what I saw. Right into the article. Simply put, it's a good time to be an entrepreneur as well as an venture investor looking back at the best teams with the best ideas. MiddleGame's Pascal Bouvier, Michael Meyer, and Patrick Penschmidt. The above passage reads from a blog by the founders of MiddleGame Ventures and adequately captures the firm's optimism when it comes to supporting companies changing the game in financial services. Founded by Pascal Bouvier, Michael Meyer, and Patrick Penschmidt, MiddleGame describes itself as a fintech fund for the next decade. The firm invests exclusively in fintech companies from late seed to Series B. MiddleGame understands fintech not simply as a banking phenomenon, but as a meta-universe of opportunities across payments, lending, capital markets, asset management, and insurance. This integrated and ecosystem-level approach to financial services defines the fund's entire investment strategy. While MiddleGame was only founded in late 2017, the team behind it are longtime veterans of the finance, venture capital, and regulatory industries on both sides of the Atlantic. MiddleGame's partners have collectively invested approximately $300 million USD in fintech companies over the past decade. Managing partners Pascal Bouvier and Michael Meyer have led venture investments at firms including Santander, InnoVentures, and Route 66 Ventures. And general partner Patrick Penschmidt formerly served as a deputy assistant secretary at the U.S. Treasury Department. In addition to the venture fund, MiddleGame also powers NatiFin, a fintech accelerator program for early-stage startups. The NatiFin program takes place in both Dublin and Luxembourg each year. MiddleGame is headquartered in Luxembourg with offices in Dublin and Washington, D.C. I connected with the MiddleGame team to learn more about their investment approach and why fintech is the most exciting space to invest in right now. As you go through this article here, I'm not going to go through it. It's a little bit lengthy. It just talks about the basically their investments. They're getting asked what's their most exciting technologies on fintech, and then basically they state more on the financial side versus the technology side, but they do appreciate the huge talent on both sides, and they discuss into how much they invest, 500,000 to 5 million euros. It goes into a little bit here of the founders of the company, and they discuss where they mostly finance and invest. So that's pretty much it with that article. But what got me thinking is MiddleGame Ventures targets Irish fintechs with new 150 million euro fund. Partners have invested over 300 million in early stage fintechs that include Ripple. That's what I started thinking when I read the article is, wait a second, MiddleGame Ventures connects back to Ripple. Then when you come here to the fintech futures, you have the Gardenia Technologies wins the NatiFin Accelerator. I will get into this just a little bit because it comes back to the same. Like Pascal Bouvier, managing partner of MiddleGame Ventures and co-founder of NatiFin, adds, "We are delighted with NatiFin's first year. The cohort was exceptionally strong, all sponsors fully engaged, as well as the Luxembourg and Irish ecosystems." Something else I found interesting was the program partners for the first ever NatiFin FinTech Accelerator program included PICTET, FUCHS, Talendis, Orint, Enterprise Ireland, and Banking and Payments Federation of Ireland, Grant Thornton, WeWork Labs, Amazon Web Services, and Stripe. And that I found actually interesting because we know that Stripe also connects back to Stellar. And I can come down here into this and share that information with you. Let's see, where does it begin? I believe it is around here somewhere. Let's see. We'll start about here because then it gets really interesting either which way. Just before the Stripe, because there's a connection with Deloitte, which we know connects back to XRP as well. One of the world's biggest professional service providers signed with Stellar Lumens to provide affordable and rapid payment systems through the Deloitte Digital Bank. Now we'll come back down here to Stripe. The payment system invested $3 million in then startup Stellar, and obviously wants to incorporate the digital coin into its payment system that supports 100,000 businesses, including Warby Parker and OpenTable. In fact, Stripe was the first company to invest in Stellar, and it's an unusual deal. Stripe essentially gets 2 billion Lumen, but has agreed in advance that any profits from their sale will go right to the Stellar. Stripe did support Bitcoin, but dropped it in April due to processing charges and delays. That leaves an open door for a replacement, and if Lumen can live up to its potential, then there's a real opportunity here that would do wonders for the Stellar Lumens token on the cryptocurrency exchange ecosystem. And let's come back into this previous article. FinTech Focused Accelerator NatiFin opens 2 applications. NatiFin, which runs in Dublin and Luxembourg, is run by MiddleGame Ventures. And this is also a recent article from this year, from 2020 as well. Applications for the next installment of the FinTech Focus Accelerator, known as NatiFin, have opened, which runs in Dublin and Luxembourg by MiddleGame Ventures, an investment firm that recently closed a new €150 million fund. Supporters of the accelerator include Enterprise Ireland, Banking Payments Federation Ireland, and the co-working space provider Huckletree. The winner of the inaugural program last year was London-based Gardenia Technologies, a startup that aims to improve companies' bottom line and profitability through the use of proprietary advanced analytics and systematic working capital finance solutions. It received a €100,000 investment from MiddleGame. NatiFin also focuses exclusively on cutting-edge fintech that use AI, or artificial intelligence, machine learning, big data analytics, blockchain, and other deep tech tools to create solutions for the financial services market, and are preparing to raise their Series A or B round. Irish participants on last year's accelerator include Gecko Governance and Coralytics. Up to 12 early-stage fintech companies are now sought for the next installment, which comprises 2 5-day workshops, beginning in Dublin and Luxembourg. The first workshop commences in late March, with applications for the accelerator open until February 21st. We believe that NatiFin is an evolution for accelerator programs. First, it is investor-led and incumbent-driven. Second, the peer-to-peer focus of the program is ideal for a startup team to fully digest and implement this curriculum, said Pascal Bouvier, managing partner at MiddleGame. Mr. Bouvier co-founded the investment firm with Michael Meyer and Patrick Pinschmidt, a former deputy assistant secretary at the U.S. Department of Treasury, where he served as the first executive director of Financial Stability Oversight Council. MiddleGame partners have invested over $300 million USD, 269 million euro in early-stage financial services companies over the past decade, including Ripple, Tandem Bank, and Compare Asia. So there again, guys, we have a partnership with Ripple connecting all over the planet to financial systems. And everywhere that I seem to find Ripple, I find stellar. That to me is pretty interesting, as I had been one of the initial first investors when Stellar was available, and I had seen it grow, and then just before it took its downward turn, I had gotten out of the project and reinvested into other projects, including XRP, as an investor, that is. And then I had begun to feel as if it was failing and falling. And it was shortly, within the past year and a half after, where they sold burned half of their supply. So that appeared it was a mixed emotion. They were either very desperate and trying to raise the price doing that, or that they were failing and were, realized they had created too much of a total supply. Either which way, it appeared as to be a negative, but I realize now it's most likely, for whatever reasoning, part of the plan, it seems, because everywhere I turn, more so today than ever before, I'm finding XRP and XLM, Stellar, Ripple connected. But again, as the basis, even on each of their website, XRP is institutional based, wholesale based intent, where XLM Stellar excuse me, is retail focused. So that would, of course, put them working hand in hand instead of direct competitors. We're going to finish off this video, guys, saying, again, not financial advice, for entertainment purposes only. But I wanted to leave you with another good thought for the day. Defeat is not the worst of failures. Not to have tried is the true failure. Again, guys, thank you so much for your support, and we will catch you in the next one.